All right, so socks are a big deal, whether it's an acute situation or palliative or long-term. Having a good pair of hiking socks is going to make your booting experience a lot better. This is a video where I'm going to show you what I'm doing with Milo's Hoof boots. Okay, I am using Cavallo Hoof boots. However, these are not the donkey specific boots yet, okay? These are just size 1 narrow regular horse hoof boots. So they are big for him as far as they are wide. However, his mobility is limited in a way that like he's not going to go galloping and running around. So these are not ideal. However, they help him tremendously. And because we're not riding and heading down the trail, I'm not so worried about the bigger actual like footprint that these give off. And this is a sacrifice that we make a lot currently until the donkey specific boots come out, as we often can find a boot that will fit our donkey lengthwise, but they're way too wide. So, however, in a situation with laminitis, abscessing, elderly donkeys, maybe with metabolic disease and mobility issues, I'm going to choose boots and pads, even if they're like a little big. This goes for the cloud boots and the other type of boots that are out there for these type of applications. One thing that I do is I like to cut pads out of, these are cut from saddle pad liners, okay? These are like a felt mix, and these are normally for like Western pads, and you can buy them for relatively cheap. And they come in, this one's a little thicker, but you can see that I've been cutting on it. But this was also a saddle pad liner, but this one is wool. Look at how thick it is, okay? And then this was the same thing, but I'm down to the nitty gritty on it. So, but look at the width on that one, right? Oh, look, I'm like one of those makeup girls. I'm like, so can you see that? Oh my God. So same thing, same thing with the thicker wool pad. Okay, can you see how nice and thick that is? Okay, cool. Why felt? Why wool? Versus some of the prefabricated pads that are available. A lot of the prefabricated pads that are available are made for riding, and there are some that are made for therapeutic. I just don't think they last as long. So if I can slip a little felt pad over the top of a squishy therapeutic pad and extend the life, okay? I can extend the life of some of these therapeutic pads because they don't get kind of worn down so much. I've been using this particular pad for like 2 weeks, and it's toast now. But over the top of it, I've been using this. Now, you can use these by themselves. In fact, I'm getting ready to cut Milo 2 pads from the wool, okay? And then I am going to then opt for something a little more affordable in this situation. So this is a yoga kneeling mat, and I bought this at what's called Grocery Outlet where I live. It's just kind of like a surplus discounted store, but you can see the thickness of this. It's incredibly squishy. So I'm going to cut out one of these and then one of these thicker wool pads. Again, why wool? Why felt? Can extend the life of your therapeutic pads if you put it over the top. It wicks away moisture, okay? One of the biggest troubles with booting 24/7 is moisture and the hoof just getting all messed up from that. I do not use wet topical products in my hoof boots. I will use like a Nutribiotic foot powder, which I don't have with me. I can go over that another time. But I will not put any type of wet thrush products or anything inside my boots. I won't even do a poultice. Well, maybe I would for an abscess, but I'm going to avoid any type of extra moisture inside of the hoof boot. So felt pads, wool pads. These are cut from these saddle pad liners that are pretty affordable. I think I pay like $18 for the felt pad liner, and then for these fancier wool pad liners, this is called Diamond Wool. It's made in the USA, it says. I think I paid like $48 for this pad. Anyways, the other thing for hoof booting, if you've got to boot your donkey for an extended period of time, you want to get him a pair of socks. Okay, it sounds silly. These are, and I like to go high grade socks. So I'm an avid, well, used to be like an avid backpacker. It's been a few years. However, I used to do a lot of backpacking, and I love me some smart wool socks. You can't even hardly see the smart wool on these anyways. But these were a pair of socks that were mine that just started to blow out in the heels, kind of like socks do. However, I recycled them, and they are now Milo socks. These play a huge role. I put these on his feet and then put him into the hoof boot. These play a huge role in keeping his feet dry, because that's what these are designed to do out in the backcountry. These are for people who are hiking miles, and you're going to keep your feet comfortable. So what we do is we slide on his little smart wool socks, and then I put his feet into the boots, and I have several pairs that I switch him through. In the summertime, if you happen to have a donkey that's being booted a lot, you pull these all the way up to their knees, and then it doubles as, you can put fly spray on them, and it doubles as fly spray protective. Okay, now this is because Milo needs to be booted 24/7. He's actually at the his end of life. We're nearing the end of life. This could be the same for a situation with an extended abscess situation where you are booting the supporting limb and then also booting the hoof that has the abscess. This could be for an acute laminitic episode where you're keeping your donkey comfortable while you navigate like an acute situation. And in some cases, it could be that you're booting off and on because your donkey is like in an active, kind of more of a low-grade chronic laminitic episode. Whatever reason, you're booting to provide them comfort. And when you do that, if you're extended booting, if this is longer than 24 hours, 48 hours, you need to take these steps. And a pair of high quality hiking socks that are designed to wick away moisture, provide comfort for a hiker, are going to serve your donkeys so well. And I look for, these were used pairs. I save all my used pairs. And I put them into a container and I give them to clients and different things. So when your toes or your heels blow out, you got your socks for your donkey, okay? Okay, so now I've got my 2 hoof boots, right? And I've put in the soft pad. You guys saw that in the previous video. And then I'm dropping my extra thick pad on the top. It's gonna look like this. Same thing. My soft, vulnerable, squishy pad that provides a lot of comfort. That squishiness is really helpful, especially in laminitic cases. So then we pop our other one in there, and then we got it. Wait a minute. This one, sorry. Now, I gotta wash his other socks, and these are a pair of wool socks as well. They're just very thin, they're very old. They are got a little bit of polyester with them too, which is fine. But all right, I'm gonna put Milo's boots on. Okay, and then maybe you guys can see a little better from this side. We're gonna lift the foot up, clean it out really good. And then put it down again while I turn the sock inside out. And then I get my hand in it. Milo, come here, honey. Come here. The people need to see you get your booty on. Come on. Dust his foot off again. Slip that sock kind of at the toe. And then, oops. Is that wrong? It's not like super simple all the time. It's relatively simple, especially if you don't have too tight of a sock. I'm gonna let him put his foot down for a minute. Make sure his booty pad's cleared out good here. Pick up his foot. Notice I'm doing this in the deep bedding. Okay, and that's to keep him more comfortable. Here he goes. He's gonna put his weight down in the boot, and then I'm gonna wrap it around tight. These are really thick pads that I put in there today. I'm gonna need him to squish them down a little bit, and then I'll probably adjust the boot fit a little bit later. But now he's ready to go on his old man walkabout in the yard this evening. Isn't that right, Milo? These boots and pads like this can make it possible for you to have a little bit more time with them, or they can also get you through really intense, acute situations like laminitis or hoof pain, whatever you got going on.
Do not misbehave while I'm here.